Competitive sparring matching. So we had to stop sparring because we got too heated in the sparring match. So Dan pulled us out. Yeah, he got the better of me. He outboxed me. He got the better of me. He did his thing that day, but not to me.
Him either. I had disliked a lot of things that he was saying, and how he was acting. Being that, me, I'm a real individual. I just felt like, we was all cool at one point.
Terence Crawford has responded to Floyd Mayweather after the boxing icon leaked footage of their past sparring session. Mayweather used the clip in an attempt to mock Crawford and remind critics that the three-division undisputed champion is not superior to him, despite growing debates in the boxing world.
Look, baby, there you go. You only threw one. Good jab. Don't break. He's a beast. He's a beast. He's a beast, baby.
Floyd Mayweather has long been trying to undermine Terence Crawford's reputation, especially after his victory over Canelo. When fans began suggesting that Crawford might actually be the superior boxer, Mayweather responded by calling him out, though nothing came of it. Instead, he shared a short clip of one of their sparring sessions online, showing moments where he appeared to have the edge. Interestingly, the video didn't stay up for long before being taken down.
Mentioned and talked about and, signed, I just felt like he just did a lot of fake stuff and said a lot of stuff that, a person that you claim that you cool with, you would never say. So that was my big issue with him. I just know, character take you a long way. And I just don't agree with it.
That didn't go unnoticed by Crawford, who quickly fired back with his own response. He called out Mayweather, saying the video didn't show the whole picture. According to Crawford, he had plenty of success during that sparring session as well and couldn't understand why Floyd would try to paint a misleading narrative.
And what he got to shield him. He got a lot of security guards around him and he's in the limelight and stuff like that, but in certain situations, he wouldn't be acting like that.
Do you like him as a fighter, though?
Yeah, he's a damn good fighter.
Yeah.
But his core personality and his...
Ever since fans started hailing Terence Crawford as one of the greatest, especially after his win over Canelo, Floyd Mayweather has been pushing for a showdown with him. What seems to bother Floyd is the fact that, despite his legendary career, he never became undisputed, while Crawford has now achieved that status across 3 different divisions. Crawford, however, hasn't shown much interest, brushing it off by saying a fight with Mayweather would just be an easy payday.
All right, Jeff Zimmerman here with the champ, Tim Desert Storm Bradley, 2-division world champ, and oh, by the way, a Hall of Famer. Man, Tim, I want to call you the most outspoken man in boxing. And I mean that affectionately. I gave Keith Thurman...
Mayweather eventually felt pressured to challenge Crawford, not only due to fan demand, but also because some of his own former opponents publicly praised Crawford as the superior fighter. For a legend with Floyd's resume, that kind of talk was seen as a serious blow to his legacy. It wasn't just Canelo making those comparisons either. Even Shane Mosley, who went the distance with Mayweather over a decade ago, shared a similar opinion.
It's better out of those two, Crawford or Mayweather.
I think Crawford is better, bigger. He's actually he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather.
In an interview with Fight Hub TV, Shane Mosley made headlines by suggesting that Terence "Bud" Crawford might actually surpass Mayweather as a fighter. While giving Floyd credit for his skill and talent, Mosley pointed out that Crawford's size, ability to move up weight classes, and his complete skill set make him stand out. According to Mosley, a matchup between the two would have been competitive, but Crawford's reach and natural size advantage would likely tilt things in his favor.
Can compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence "Bud" Crawford, if you can?
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
Following Crawford's historic win over Canelo, discussions erupted worldwide about whether he should now be considered the greatest of all time. The victory pushed the 37-year-old back to the top of the pound-for-pound rankings and fueled even more debate among fans and analysts. Interestingly, Canelo himself doubled down after the fight, openly admitting that he viewed Crawford as the superior fighter. In his post-fight press conference, Canelo stated that, in his eyes, Crawford is on another level compared to Mayweather.
You know, how did that feel to hear that from someone like him?
I just was like, well, you know, it's his personal opinion. He was in the ring with both of us, so a lot of people, you know, they can say what they want, but he's actually been in the ring with both of us. You know, one where he felt like he was at the best.
As well, by just pivoting, you know, on the angle and, you know, making Canelo reach. There were spots in the fly at the ring that I saw Crawford, you know, try to...
What made Canelo's statement even more impactful is the fact that he has shared the ring with both Crawford and Mayweather. For him to side with Crawford right after a loss showed either genuine respect or a strong conviction about who the better fighter is. His comments instantly set off heated debates across the boxing world. Supporters of Crawford highlighted his success across multiple weight classes and his willingness to take on elite opposition, while Mayweather loyalists pointed to Floyd's flawless record and unparalleled resume. Crawford himself later addressed the remarks on Ariel Helwani's show, noting that Canelo's opinion carried weight because he had first-hand experience facing them both.
In a fight, you or Prime Floyd?
Me?
No questions?
Why would you think that I would say Floyd?
I don't know. I thought you'd hesitate maybe even a bit. But
at the end of the day, this debate is unlikely to ever be settled, since much of it comes down to personal opinion. What is undeniable, however, is that both Crawford and Mayweather are undefeated legends. Crawford still active, Floyd retired, and each carved out dominance across multiple weight classes. Their legacies already secure. Both will be remembered as two of the greatest American boxers of all time. Crawford's longtime trainer, Brian Bomac McIntyre, also weighed in during an interview with Fight Hub TV. Sporting a cap that read GAT, short for Greatest of All Time, McIntyre didn't hesitate when asked who stood above the rest. For him, Crawford's achievements weren't just individual, but the product of a team that guided him to conquer 3 divisions in unprecedented fashion. When pressed about Canelo's remarks, McIntyre was direct. Who, Terence? Of course. No question. He's better.
He's better out of those two, Crawford or Mayweather.
I think Crawford is better, bigger. Like he's actually, he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter.
For many, including Crawford's close circle, the debate is already settled. Crawford has gone beyond what Mayweather accomplished inside the ropes. Still, while the boxing world continues to argue, Crawford himself remains composed. After his points victory over Alvarez, he dismissed the idea of a direct comparison. In his words, "Floyd was the best of his time, and I'm the best of mine. There's no need to put us against each other." It was a statement of respect toward Mayweather, but one that hasn't stopped fans and analysts from keeping the controversy alive.
Mayweather's really good too, though. You can knock him as well. You know, he's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because he's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely technician.
One major talking point fueling the debate is the fact that Mayweather beat a young, less polished Canelo back in 2013, while Crawford defeated a far more seasoned version of the Mexican star. That contrast has added weight to Crawford's case. Sports commentator Stephen A. Smith also offered his perspective, adding an important distinction between the two fighters. In his view, Crawford's greatness isn't just about skill, it's about his willingness to engage. Against Canelo, Crawford not only outboxed him but also stood his ground, absorbed pressure, and emerged stronger. Mayweather, on the other hand, was in a category of his own defensively, nearly impossible to hit cleanly and unmatched in avoiding damage.
Crawford against Mayweather, right? How do you think a fight between both of them turn out?
If Mayweather gets hit with Crawford, like I hit him and rocked, it might not end well for Mayweather. They might be over it. But Mayweather could outbox Crawford, I think, because Crawford is has the mindset that I'm trying to knock you out. And Mayweather knows how to play to that I'm trying to knock you out type of thing. Because he's used to people coming at him trying to hit him hard all the time.
For analysts, that's the key distinction. Crawford has proven his grit, adaptability, and ability to fight back under pressure, while Mayweather's entire legacy was built on flawless defense and near-perfect ring IQ. The boxing world remains split. Some feel Crawford has already surpassed Floyd, while others insist Mayweather's mastery of defense can't be matched. What is undeniable, though, is that both men defined their eras and elevated the sport in their own unique ways. The Crawford versus Mayweather debate is only heating up, and with Canelo's admission and Bomac's strong words, the conversation isn't going away anytime soon. Regardless of where fans stand, one thing is clear. Terence "Bud" Crawford has already secured his place among boxing's all-time greats.
You know, and another where he felt like he was at a disadvantage when he had a rehydration clause and he was younger. So, you know, I don't know. You know, I don't go off of that. You know, Floyd is the best fighter, you know, in his era, and I feel like I'm the best fighter.
Still, one intriguing angle in this debate is how both fighters built their undefeated resumes. Active contender Ryan Garcia brought this up during a September 10th appearance on Ring Magazine's Inside the Ring, pointing out that the paths Mayweather and Crawford took to remain unbeaten weren't exactly the same.
Game like Floyd Mayweather.
He mastered the art of knowing when to fight somebody and when not to fight somebody. I mean, he's the best in that game. He's the best in, you know, making money and making all the, you know, the huge fights happen. But why? Because he was timing every single one of them. He never fought nobody really in their prime. He always
after junior lightweight. Junior lightweight.
He changed the game in the worst way possible. You're right. Everybody's trying to protect their own. I had
a lot of the stuff that Canelo was doing, and you know, that I would say this, that work from Boots helped in that aspect, because Canelo was reacting to a lot of the counters that Crawford was throwing. Usually in the past, you know, Canelo would stand right there. He would lunge and he would stay in place, keep his feet in place. However,
the discussion also touched on Max Kellerman's argument that Manny Pacquiao deserves to rank above Mayweather on a pound-for-pound list of this century's best fighters. That came in response to an ESPN article placing Floyd first and Pacquiao second earlier in the month. Former NFL star LaShawn McCoy weighed in, claiming that nobody changed the game like Floyd Mayweather, but not in a positive sense. Ryan Garcia quickly agreed, expanding on the point. He argued that Mayweather perfected the strategy of picking the right moment to face opponents, often waiting until challengers were past their peak. While acknowledging Floyd's brilliance in making big fights and generating money, Garcia criticized him for what he called changing the sport in the worst way possible, pointing out that many fighters today are more focused on protecting an undefeated record than taking on risky challenges.
Because, like, if you look at Floyd's resume, it's much deeper than Crawford's. And Floyd was faster and he had a better defense and all that stuff. But Floyd picked and chose when he fought guys, especially once he left lightweight. He wiped out the junior lights, bring them. Lightweight, he jumps up to Jose Luis Castillo first thing. A lot of people think he lost the first.
Crawford's recent achievements have many questioning the established hierarchy of boxing greatness, and the timing feels ideal. He's at the very peak of his career, still competing at the highest level. On his show Inside the Ring, veteran analyst Max Kellerman weighed in on the Crawford versus Mayweather debate, drawing on decades of experience. Kellerman pointed out that Floyd holds clear advantages in several areas, including resume depth, defensive mastery, and overall hand speed. These attributes, he argued, were central to Mayweather's dominance and helped cement his place as one of the sport's all-time champions.
But then he won the rematch. But once he left lightweight, he was careful about when he fought guys. So even though his resume is deeper with names, people remember, but he didn't want it with certain dudes at certain times. Crawford, we all witnessed, even though the resume is thin in certain ways, he wanted it with everyone.
Kellerman also highlighted how Mayweather's career shifted after moving beyond the lightweight division. In his view, Floyd became far more calculated in choosing opponents, often waiting until the timing was in his favor before taking on dangerous challengers. While this strategy helped him protect his undefeated record, it also left lingering questions about whether he avoided certain fighters in their absolute prime. By contrast, Kellerman noted that Crawford has consistently shown a willingness to face anyone, at any stage, a mindset that resonates strongly with both fans and fellow fighters.
A lot of comparisons between Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather. We even had the conversation going as far as who would win in a fight between Terence and Floyd. And I truly don't know the answer to that.
I do.
You do?
Yes.
Yeah. Who will win that fight? Floyd. Floyd will win that
Yes,
fight.
sir. I love you, Terence.
Always figures it out.
Yeah.
Kellerman acknowledged that Mayweather's resume is undeniably deeper than Crawford's, and that Floyd possessed advantages in speed, defense, and overall technical mastery. But he stressed that Mayweather was very strategic, particularly after moving past lightweight, about when he fought certain opponents. Crawford, on the other hand, has shown a different mentality. Even if his record isn't stacked with as many big names, he's consistently been willing to take on anyone at any time, and that attitude resonates with fans. The analyst went even further, drawing parallels between Crawford and icons like Roy Jones Jr. In his view, Crawford has now earned a level of respect from peers and experts alike that goes beyond numbers, records, or statistics, placing him among the rare fighters whose greatness is universally acknowledged.
Guess what I just got done studying? Guess what I just got done studying? Floyd Mayweather, Zab Judah? Yep, that's what I just got done studying. And I'm here to tell you guys, yeah, Floyd Mayweather's a GOAT. Oh, absolutely. But Terence Crawford...
Over the years, challengers of every style and background stepped into the ring with one goal in mind: defeat Floyd Mayweather. In 2006, Zab Judah, known for his sharp boxing skills and blazing hand speed, gave Floyd early trouble. For the first 2 rounds, his quick combinations even convinced 2 of the 3 judges that he was in control. But once Mayweather adjusted, the tide completely turned. From that point forward, Floyd outclassed the outspoken New Yorker and ultimately secured a clear unanimous decision win.
Terence Crawford would beat a prime Mayweather. I'm telling you right now, he would beat him. Yes, it would be a competitive fight, but Crawford, master thinker just like Floyd. What the advantage that Floyd has is that he has great defense. The advantage that Crawford has is that he not only can fight orthodox, he can also he's versatile. He can fish to the southpaw.
The latest World Boxing Council super middleweight rankings have shaken things up. Canelo Alvarez is no longer recognized as champion and now sits as the top contender at 168 pounds. This shift has raised questions about what lies ahead for his career and the division as a whole. Looking back at Mayweather's past challenges, Marcos Maidana stood out for taking a completely different approach than many of Floyd's opponents. Across 2 fights, Maidana refused to play into Mayweather's boxing rhythm. Instead, he pressed forward relentlessly, kept his head on Floyd's chest, and threw awkward, unorthodox punches. It wasn't the cleanest style, but it was effective enough to rough Mayweather up over the course of 24 hard-fought rounds.
Whoop his ass. He would beat Floyd Mayweather. I'm telling you right now, he will beat Floyd Mayweather too. He will beat him too. He got everything it takes to beat Floyd. Floyd struggled in the first half against Zab Judah. Zab Judah, a damn terrific fighter, but he ain't no damn Terence Crawford.
Even with his relentless style, Maidana ultimately came up short, like so many others who lacked the full arsenal needed to solve the Mayweather puzzle. Miguel Cotto, however, presented a more complete challenge. A versatile fighter, Cotto could box at range, trade on the inside, and adapt to different situations, all while showing incredible toughness. Yet even with his Hall of Fame resume and multi-division titles, he still couldn't hand Mayweather a loss. For some, though, the conversation has shifted to who could have beaten Floyd at his peak. Former world champion Tim Bradley is firmly in the camp that believes Terence Crawford would have done it. In an interview with Fight Hype, Bradley said, "I've been saying this for years. Crawford would beat a prime Mayweather."